Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another review. Wolfheart's new album, King of the North, is out. It seems like only yesterday I was reviewing Dawn of Souls' Flames of Perdition and talking to Tomas about how he's progressed as a musician. And I gotta say, I feel like I'm just a track on repeat because this is by far the best thing Tomas has ever written. From the beginning to the end, when I got in with the first song, Skyforger, all the way to the last, Eternal Slumber, it is just an album, shows an artist at the peak of their songwriting ability and just overall composition. It's just absolutely beautiful. It probably has something to do with recruiting Vangelis Garis from Rotting Christ as the second or lead guitarist and second vocals, which introduces a lot of clean vocals on this album. He just introduces so much melody into the music, so much very intricate rhythm playing, not to mention the clean vocals, which are such a nice contrast to what Tomas does with his growls. I don't know how much free reins Vangelis was given in terms of songwriting, if at all, but whatever the case is, it is for sure the best album, because the element I talked with Tomas when I first interviewed him, and just an element I saw in Finnish music overall, is this idea of a very strong sense of melancholy. And it is still here, it's not disappeared, but it's only become one of the layers of the music, because now there is, I would say, almost borderline power metal kind of playing with some of the songs, especially the song Cold Flame, where Carl Sanders were featured from Nile. And there's even a lot of variety in the music. No song sounds the same. Even the singles I got to check out in reaction to something like The King, where I had kind of a lukewarm reaction to it at first. In the context of a full album, it sounds so good. And the production just sounds crisp and clear. Really, just the whole thing comes together. And, Tomas stresses this idea. He feels like he's not the best guitar player or the best drummer or the bass player in the world, but it's him, the culmination of all his elements together, really that makes him, he thinks, a good musician, or what people have kind of responded to. And I gotta say, here she shows both of those sides. The side of a composer who really understands what he's doing, but man, they're also the guitar playing throughout the album from both the rhythm and lead guitar is just phenomenal. It pulls on all the elements of what Wolfheart is, and I think expands on what Dawn of Souls have done, Before the Dawn has done, in all of his projects. He really just brought it all together into this one thing, which I think is the most emotional, the most varied, and the most technical by far. And that's the part I'm gonna hook on. It's one thing I've always noticed about Wolfheart and even Dawn of Souls is technicality wasn't a feature in the music. It was about the mood, it was about the atmosphere, the melancholy, this kind of force of music that was going in. It wasn't focused on trying to be the most technical. Well, this album is, I would say, technical. There's a lot of things going on. And I think the best thing they could have done is bring a guitarist who's able to bring that out in the band with his skills with Vangelis and kind of his introduction. Not to mention, again, the vocals playing off each other throughout the songs. The features are really nice. I'm not very familiar with Jesse Leach, I'll be honest with you guys, but Ancestor was a great song. Obviously, Carl Sanders, you guys know I basically worship the guy, and that song is phenomenal. It has just a different feeling to it overall. I think the album, just from beginning to the end, I feel like unanimously is going to be viewed by the fans of Wolfheart, Dawn of Souls, and Tomas in general as the best work that's ever been done by him. I am hesitant to say that it has a little bit of Rotting Christ in the music now. And again, I don't know whether it's just a pure inspiration of Tomas and how he decided to write the songs. It's something I'm going to ask him during interviews. Or was it Vangelis kind of putting his input? Although from what I understand, Vangelis wasn't really writing music for Rotting Christ. He's more of a live performer, I think, from what I've been able to find. But it's just unfathomable for me to think, how does this guy produce music at such a fast pace within a year, 2 albums of this high quality? I've really come to respect this individual and really love the music that he produces, because this is just on a different level. I understand now why Wolfheart, Tomas, and Dawn of Souls has really been a rising force in the melodic death metal European scene and kind of slowly becoming a global phenomenon. I want to leave it at that. I don't want to extend it. I don't think they need to extend beyond that. Guys, you guys got to check it out. It's going to come out on September 16th. It is really, really fucking good. I also want to ask the fans who are going to see this review before the chance I have to interview Tomas himself is, what do you feel about the music? Like, what questions would you have for Tomas himself that you would want to find out about the process of King of the North? Funny thing is, I started rewatching Game of Thrones, trying to show it to my wife, and when I saw King of the North, I'm like, is that a Game of Thrones reference? And no, it's more of a Finnish folklore reference. And of course, everything comes together. He's so tied to Finnish folklore and his love of it and his love of nature, kind of, that I've gotten from him, that it made sense that just even this album again would really come together on that. The only element I haven't really explored is lyrics, and that is something that in general, the way I listen to music, lyrics typically, it's not something I gravitate towards until I really fall in love with everything that I want to know about this band. And here for me, just the vocal performance, it was really good. The production, really good. But the lyrics I didn't dive into. Now, I'm going to leave it up to you guys when you finally get to check it out yourselves. Also come back and leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts were on this particular album. Guys, this is a great year for heavy metal so far. There's been a lot of killer fucking records. Some of them were unexpected. I'm really happy to be listening to something like this. I'm really happy to listen to it over and over again and get a chance to interview Tomas, because he's one creative individual. That being said, make sure to enjoy the rest of your week, the rest of your day. Stay safe out there and keep it metal.